Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, the main purpose of today's video, we're going to be covering Germany, we're going to cover Canada, we're going to cover Australia, and we're also going to cover Denmark. A lot of you guys have been watching my channel. You came from different areas, so thank you. I want to let you know I love you. And we're going to take a quick look at your country, kind of see what's going on there. But keep in mind, I don't really know anything about your country. I don't know much about Australia, Denmark, Canada, all those. I don't really know how the government works in that system. So if you want to correct me in the comment section below, I really would recommend you do so, and that will really help me and help my viewers as well. It also will help you too, and we can kind of break out the messages that I'm getting and kind of understand what is at play. But without further ado, this video is being recorded on Tuesday, February 11th at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can help and do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, and just watching this video longer than normal will actually help the algorithm, hey, I like his content, show me more. It'll not only show you my content, but also show you other psychic tarot card readers and astrologers as well. So help me, help you, help everybody. And if you also want to be notified when I do post and upload, you can do so by going to the comment section below and in the description. And you can follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and you'll be notified personally by me when I upload a new video. Plus, you can have a direct line of connection to me. You guys can interact with me there as well. So there's a whole bunch of things that we're going to cover. But typically, we're going to be focusing on Germany at the moment because Germany, as you all know, the AfD, which is kind of like the new version of like the hate German party of 1933. So essentially, that is the party that is up and about. Muscat had endorsed that party after he did the salute and also prior to the salute. And there's a lot of people protesting against that party, and there's a plausible new possibility of a rise of that party in Germany. Now, why it's important? Well, in my previous video, which I will put in a link in the description below if you want to, take a quick look at my Canada, all those other countries in the description below. I put all those videos that I did in the past in the description. And in that video, essentially, quote unquote, I said that Germany will move towards the right. Now, I felt intuitively, ever since Elon did that salute, that might have changed in Germany. So we're going to take a quick look at Germany, see what's going on in Germany, and then we'll go through the other countries as well. So there's a lot to get through today. I want to say thank you all for joining me, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Just don't forget to give a thumbs up and a like, and don't forget to share. Alright, so let's begin. Let's see. We're going to do Germany first. What is most ideal for Germany spirit? Okay, they're telling me to use the right of way for all the countries. So I guess we're just going to go traditional. Alright, so Spirits Angels, tell me about Germany. What's going on in Germany? What is going on in Germany politically in the next 3 years? I don't know if they have an election soon. I don't know. But let's see. What is going on in Germany right now politically? What's going on with Germany? Is it going to move to the right? Is it going to move to the left? Actually, show me the left party. I don't know what parties are what, honestly, in Germany. The only thing I know is AfD, which is the one that Elon endorsed, which is not the good one. Okay, so this one's the right. Show me the left, the card that represents the left party in Germany. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so the left party, or at least the left-leaning political party, which I think is a multi-party country. If I'm correct, it's not like a two-party system like here in the U.S. A lot of the countries, specifically with the left-leaning policy, they're very progressive in nature, but they also, in some aspects, some of them are a little bit centrist. They do listen to the people. They cater to the people and their progressive ideas. I do feel like that, but it's all about helping the other person get a foot up. That's what it felt like. It really feels like the idea here for these left parties in Germany is to really help others get a foot up. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but that's what I'm getting. I'm also getting healthcare. I'm also seeing that there is also a mutual agreement. They're also giving people money in places where they should not get money. So, for example, immigrants. I'm not saying I know anything about German politics or anything going on in Germany. I'm not. And this is a blind reading. But essentially, what I'm getting here is that the left parties are essentially giving money to other people, and these people are going to now become a target for the right party, for the right-leaning parties. So that's what it feels like. It feels like the left party has been helping just certain demographic for so long that it now becomes the target of attack. Now on the right side here in Germany, we have here decisions being made. I wonder if there's like attempt to rig or attempt to undermine the democracy or the republic in Germany. I don't know exactly what the governmental system is. I don't know how it works, anything like that. All I know is that it feels like the right system and the right party, leaning party, they're not really for the people. They're not for giving the freedom of choice. It's like one choice, one my way or no way. It's kind of like what it feels like. It feels like the right party wants a lot of authoritarianism in their playbook, but it also talks about like how they have an idea, they have a platform, right? And that platform needs to go through. That is their idea. They're gonna push it on people even if they didn't want this. But the left-leaning party seems to be more open to diversity, whereas the right-leaning party is not so much open to diversity. They are very strict in nature. So that is the two cards. I'm actually going to write this down because there's no way I'm going to remember this. But I'm just going to write it down on my whiteboard. Okay. And then two of stores. Right. Okay, perfect. I got it down. All right. So now I'm going to put these two cards in. I'm going to do it the way I always do. I pop it in. And we shuffle, shuffle, shuffle until we see what comes out in the storyline in Germany. See what party is Germany going to go towards next. What type of ideology. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me the state of Germany right now politically. And tell me, are they going to move to the left or to the right in the next 3 years? Where is Germany heading in the next 3 years? I hate that there's a glare. Like every time I move the card, it's like the glare just shows up somehow. Okay, here's the government. Who's the ideology? They haven't told me the ideology yet, but let's see if the ideology shows up. There it is. I want to see where the Two of Cups is, because I don't see the Two of Cups here. Oh, here it is. What's in front of it? Justice reverse. What's behind it? Queen of Cups reverse. The incumbent is doomed. I wonder if the German chancellor, I don't know if that's what they call their leaders, but I assume it is. I wonder if the German leader right now, or the prime minister, I don't know. Whatever it is, whoever the leader is in Germany, I wonder if it's a left-leaning or even a centrist, but it is a little bit more progressive in nature, and that's a problem, specifically for Germany. Um, this is the main leader, and these are the two clarifiers. But that might change as I start to read it. Because we do have the first card here, and the only card that showed up here was the right movement. The AfD, the very right side of the political spectrum for Germany. So let's read it. Let's see what's going on in Germany. We have here, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. I really don't know anything about Germany. We have the Ten of Swords reversed, which tells me not so much betrayal, but we have a judgment, an election that gets called, or an election starts to happen, but it's reversed. The election is reversed, and here's the president reversed. The person in power, it feels like they don't get another term. Because it has here, we have a judgment card here, and the judgment's reversed, and that's the election, but it feels like, and it feels really strange, it feels like the people actually don't get a voice. I don't know how that will work because it's Germany, but it almost feels like they don't get a voice. Like the voice had already been made for them. Like someone already decided the outcome. Is what it feels like. If we have here, we have the Star card reverse. And it's saying that it's not because of natural circumstances, it's because it's unnatural circumstances. Under here, we have the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is talking about an opportunity, like you've been given this opportunity, and you take it with grace and kindness and joyfulness, and to be able to bring that up to light. And that's on the right side of the Judgment. The Judgment is almost like the people didn't have a voice, they didn't have a say in that. So how can you give the Page of Pentacles to the rightful winner if it feels essentially like there is no rightful winner, if that's what it feels like? And on the left side here, we have the betrayal card in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups, which means the person who wins, the party that wins, didn't really have the vote that they needed. They didn't have the vote that they needed, but somehow they still get the vote that they need. And underneath here, we have the decision, which is the two swords reversed, which means a decision has already been decided. This is the right party. This is the right side of the German spectrum. I talked about how, when I said this before, when we were doing the left-leaning and the right-leaning parties in Germany, the kind of the energies, this card showed up for the right party, which indicates to me that the decision has already been made, possibly in Germany. And it might be in favor of the right party. Again, everything in this video is just for light purposes only, and that is all that this video is, just a light and entertainment only. The next card here is followed by, we have the Ten of Wands reversed, which is the struggle, the pushback. I don't think there is going to be as much pushback in the government as you may think. Specifically because they feel like they're not getting betrayed. It almost feels like they get brought out or they get seduced in some way into being open to this. But we have here again the betrayal card, the Three of Swords, is also reversed. It's ironic that the betrayal card on both the left side and the right side, coinciding with the right party's ability to win, is on the right side, which tells me no, they're not going to be betrayed by their people. The people are going to go out, they're going to vote for the AfD. They're going to vote for the extreme right, the right parties in Germany. The country in Germany is moving towards the right. I honestly thought that, and I said this earlier in the video, that I felt like Elon's salute was going to be indication that everything was going to go back to the left again. But no, it seemed to be consistent. We'll read the rest of the cards here, but it seems like Germany is still moving to the right, regardless of the outcome in America. Now, underneath the Three of Swords reversed, we have followed here by the Eight of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's a lack of work here. I think because it feels like the person in power, whoever is in power right now, they're not working to stop this party from going in. They're not doing anything to stop it. They're not willing to cut off the head of the lion before it gets into the den. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're just allowing it to go through, willing to face the lion head on, when they should actually be cutting the legs of the lion first, so that the lion cannot move forward. But in essence, they're not doing that. It feels like there is a stagnation going on with the current administration or within other parties, or maybe possibly the multi-party system is what powers the right party to power, because maybe possibly, say for example, only 34% of Germany supports the right party, but then all the other percentages go to multiple different third parties. Now guess what happens? Germany now leads to the right, even though only 34% of the population in Germany only supports the right. So what it feels like there's a coalition of right voters voting for one specific party. There seems to be that coalition here, or some sort of agreement with one another with other right parties that, hey, listen, if you have these amount of people, I have most amount of people, and we combine our efforts together, make a coalition-style government, I would not be surprised if that is how Germany goes about it, specifically with the right party. The left party, though, is going to have a problem because they're not going to be able to get enough votes to even get a lot of seats, because their support kind of gets divided among other progressive, other centrist-style parties, and that's what propelled the right party towards victory. Now, going into this side here in Germany, we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which tells me the economy, specifically in Germany, is a little bit failing. It's not doing as well as one would have hoped. Under here, though, there's also a look back towards the future and also in the past. Specifically with Angela Merkel, there's something going on in Germany about Angela Merkel that people are looking back upon, almost like as in good, either at good times or when things are just better and things were simpler, life was simpler. That's what it feels like for a lot of Germans. But it also feels like a lot of them are also looking for the future. They want something for the future. They want a potential. They want to be able to see it. And it feels like in a way that, for those who vote for the right, even like the non-extreme parties, they're voting for the right because they feel like they want to have a future. They want to be able to see something beyond the current presence. Here under here, we have the King of Wands, which I think they're the male in position of power right now in Germany, if I'm correct. But the King of Wands is reversed. This is my conservative card. It's reversed because the a Republican or some sort of conservative is not in power right now. A conservative party, a right party in Germany. And that is why it's reversed, because they wanted this. This is what the party is going to promise to the Germans, that they're going to promise a better economy and a future where they can see a future towards for tomorrow. A better economy and a future for tomorrow. That's essentially going to be the motto and the ambiance of the right party. Here we have is followed by the Queen of Wands, the fall of the female. This is going to be going towards the patriarchy. So in Germany, they're going to be struggling again with that patriarchal system. But specifically, it's going to be the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is indicating that the woman's going to fall. So the energy of feminine, specifically in women, in Germany are going to fall and they're going to collapse, and it's going to be the men who start to lead again. Not necessarily saying that there won't be a female. That's not exactly what I'm saying. If there's a female there who represents more the masculine tone, she herself would be elected. However, if it is a male and he is more masculine than the female, then he will win. If there were two masculine men, the one with the more masculinity will be the one who becomes victor. So it kind of feels like the more masculinity you have, the more likelihood of you winning. I'm also hearing the word alpha, so something like that. Underneath the Queen of Wands, though, we also have the Six of Wands reversed, which means submissive lose. What's it called? The feminine lose. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like there's a loss here for the party in power. I feel like this also represents the progressive party, the spiritual party, the left party, those type of parties. It also feels like the end of the centrist, which is the centrist party, this is the left party. This is feeling like there's an end for that. That there's not enough seats to coalesce a government around. It's what it feels like. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of 1. It feels like in a way there won't be as much resistance. I kind of expect the Democrats, like in the U.S., to kind of be the same ambiance as what you would expect in the politicians in Germany. Now, this does not mean that there's going to be pushback among the Germans. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that within government, there's not going to be as much pushback as one would may hope for. Now, here on the final outcome card, we have the Ace of Swords, which is the defeat of the current administration. Right, it's taking the sword and shoving it through the throne, or shoving it through the king or the queen, and removing them from position of power. This is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Swords, excuse me. And it's underneath, it's above the Hierophant, which is the government card, which means the current administration, the government, the Hierophant, which means the current administration, the current party in power will no longer be in power in the next election, the next cycle. And here we have the Page of Swords, which means a brand new government, a brand new style of formation of government. So the Page of Swords looks like it's heading towards a new ideology, but also a new style of government, a new political party system that's going to dominate in Germany. Here at the bottom of the deck, here we have the Five of Wands reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. Why is this important? Because it means that there's no bully, because it feels like it's very not on the news, essentially. It feels like this is behind the scene, like it feels like this political party in particular, the one who wins, is going to appear themselves to Germans as a natural normal party. Like as a normal party, there's nothing suspicious about it. They go through the constitutional means as they elected. They go through the electoral college or whatever election system they have. They go through that. There's no challenge to it. They, seem and make themselves appear as normal as possible. Then once they get in power, that's when things start to change. But it's that illusion that they cast among the people of Germany that creates that sort of havoc. And here we have the Hangman reverse, that illumination, that sense of being who we are as Germans starts to really ignite on a lot of Germans. And here we have the Queen of Swords. I wonder if there's going to be an effort by the right to install a female to be able to cast this sense of illusion, to cast this sense of doubt, or some sort of male who is feminine in some way, maybe even possibly a trans. But more than anything, it could be. It feels like it's more female, but also a little bit male. So maybe I don't know if they have a running mate. I don't know, but it could be like a double too. It could be one male, one female. It could be a male. The male there that's running is more feminine in nature, so he balances out his ticket with a female who is more masculine in nature. Could be something similar to that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I find it interesting in Germany. I'm still going to say Germany is going to still move to the right or move towards a different political party system, but it's definitely moving towards the right. How far right are they going to move? That we don't know. That we don't know just yet. And I'll read as it gets closer, but Germany is definitely moving away from the current party, that's for sure. But what party you're going to go towards, that's something that is yet to be determined. That we don't know. But it feels like it's going to be a party that didn't win the election rightfully, is what it feels like. Because it feels like, again, the people really didn't get the choice or to get a say in it, which tells me that maybe there might be some manipulations in the election system that tell me maybe Germany just heading towards the right, even though that's not where it's supposed to be going. Maybe that's not what the people chose, but yet it goes that way anyway. This would be like this will be like Hitler's wet dream, basically. This is what it'd be like. Like this would be what he wanted, because he didn't have to do and go get those people. He could just do whatever he wants with the election, and he's chancellor. You know, they couldn't do that back then. Now they can. Let's take a look at Canada. Find out what's going on in Canada. So, Spiritual Angel, tell me about the political party system in Canada. Tell me show me the card that represents Canadians' right party, right-leaning parties. Show me the Canadian party that leans to the right. No, that's too many cards. Show me the card that leans to the right for Canada. What card represents Canadians' right-leaning party? Okay, the Three of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. I guess there are two right parties, two major ones in Canada. I don't know. Like I said, this is a blind reading. Let's go and take a quick look at the left-leaning parties in Canada. Show me the left-leaning parties in Canada. One more card that represents the left-leaning parties. Okay, so interesting. They're very similar to Democrats and Republicans, that's for sure. I'm just gonna write it down just try to make sure I remember what each party is and what each card represents, because I'm not gonna remember. I'm sorry. Okay, 6 Pentacle left. Okay, and then Justice left. Okay, and then we have the 7 of Pentacles right. And then we have the 3 of Swords, and that's also right. So this will help me memorize, because I'm not familiar with the energies and the frequencies in Canada. So it's just better to write it down just to be for safekeeping. But it's interesting though, because the left-leaning parties in Canada, it feels like they're very into helping people. It really feels like that. It feels like they're into helping people, like trying to get people by, but I feel like they're focusing not on the actual Canadians. Again, they're focusing on other people other than Canadians. That's what it feels like. It feels like the objective is to help all of humanity, but they end up, when you try to do something like that, you also forget to help the people in your own country. What it feels like the left-leaning party is. Here we also have the Justice card. I feel like there's a motion for justice here. There is a party in Canada that is very on the nose with justice, but I'm hearing the word environment. So maybe there is a one issue party maybe that's all about the environment and they make a coalition government. That could be something that I'm seeing here, but that's the left-leaning party. For the right-leaning party though, we have the promise of betrayal. Like they're saying like, oh, the people are betraying you, like the parties in power are betraying us. And that we can do so much more than what they are doing, that we can offer you more. The Canadian people, we can do so much for you if you put us in power. That is the party of one of them that is promising that. The other one is also looking at how to slash funding. I feel like there's an economically conservative or economic fiscally conservative party in Canada that is very keen on slashing funding to be able to hold on to money. Because it feels like to me it's ironic though, because we have the six of pentacles for the left-leaning party, which means they're willing to give out the money even when Canada cannot afford to give out the money, right? And the right-leaning party say, no, we gotta look at how to slash it, right? That's what it feels like. I feel like there is economic difference in terms of opinion, but it feels very interesting nonetheless that is how Canada is working and operating. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm getting in my cards, and that's the feeling, that's the energy, that's the aura that I got and picked up on. Spirits and angels, tell me about what is going on in Canada right now. What ideology is going towards Canada? What ideology is Canada leading towards in the next 3 years? Show me what we are seeing. What do we see in Canada? Excuse me, I cannot speak English at all. Now, I expect the U.S. to show up in this reading because it is above Canada. I mean, it's below Canada, so, the U.S. in essence will essentially, what to call it? It will affect Canadian politics more than it will affect German politics, of course. That's to be expected. What's going on in Canada in the next 3 years? What is the ideology? Because I'm hearing the one who leads in the polls is not the one who's become prime minister. Which I think they have a prime minister, if I'm correct. So far, no party ideology here yet. Yeah, no party ideology. Oh, here it is. Yep. Because Justin Trudeau is leaving the office of the Prime Minister, the office of the Canadian office, I don't know what it is, but this is the Eight of Cups, the leader is leaving, and this is going to be pushing Canada towards a new direction. It's interesting because, we have the 10 of Swords reversed. It's not exactly a betrayal, the people don't feel like they're betraying their own country at the moment. Here we have a new card that comes up. Canadians feel restricted in some way. So the Canadians are going to feel restricted, and because he's leaving, and they're going to get this illusion in their head that, they're doing the right thing for their country. But it feels like that's the illusion. The illusion is doing the right thing for your country, not knowing that you actually are hurting your own country. Okay, so let's see. And I said in the past, I believe that Canada, well, intuitively, I felt like Canada was moving towards the right. Let's see if that continues to stay the same today. Here we have something being uprooted, which is being represented here by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of Wands, which is telling me that something's being uprooted in Canada, which is further enabled and followed by the 10 of Cups, which means the election of 45. So there is something being uprooted with the election of 45, which has definitely shaken the way Canada and Canadian politics works. I cannot confirm or deny this. If you are Canadian, you want to confirm that, I really recommend you do so in the comment section below. But here's the Emperor. That is 45 here. So the election of the election of the U.S. has really shaken up a lot of the dynamics and some of the priorities of the Canadian people. Here we have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups has indicated there is going to be now a motion. It feels like to me intuitively that people, at a time of chaotic leaders around the world, they seek for safety. The party that offers safety and comfort would not be the party that's in power because they feel unsafe. So they will end up essentially going towards the party that is more into higher security, more conservative-based notions, more military intervention, that type of scenario. Here we have the Knight of Cups. They're looking no longer to helping others, their allies. They're looking more so to help secure the people of Canada. This feels like more of a way to protect themselves, but essentially this is exactly what 45 wants. 45 wants a conservative, a right-leaning political party leader in Canada to endorse and be able to be in position of power in Canada. That is what they want. The people, though, don't see that. They see security and safety as the number one option for solidifying and ensuring the independence of Canada. That's what it feels like. It feels like because of 45, he has set in motion the Canadian ability to move towards the right in some way. It's followed by the judgment card. The judgment card is, again, they feel like a wrong call was made, and that because of the announcement of Justin Trudeau, it has sparked something, a shockwave across the nation. There was a shockwave that was felt across the nation, and this is going to become a minor arcana in this aspect. The Tower card was, this event was minor in essence, but it will become major long term. So whatever Justin Trudeau did when he resigned is going to become the center stage, and it's going to be leading the way towards Canadian moving towards the right. Had Justin Trudeau not done this, Canada would have stayed in a correct position and it would have been able to offset the effect of 45, but because he was willing to leave and resign, essentially offset the Canadian politics and its trajectory in the future. Here, heading towards the future card, which is represented by the 6th of Cup reverse, which means we're heading toward a new leader. This is not going to be Justin Trudeau. So even if he announces that he's running again, he has officially lost his support. And here at the 6th Cup, there will be a new leader that will be inaugurated, or I don't know exactly how that operates, but or sworn in, I don't know. Here is the star card. The star card is reverse, which tells me that something is being uprooted within the parliament or in the way the prime minister works and operates here in Canada. Now, underneath the 10 of Cups, which means the election of 2024, we also get followed by the results of the outcome. The Canadian people were shocked that 45 said that he wanted to attack Canada. I felt like, that was caught off guard for them. Like, after he won, that's when it started, signaling bells and ringing off in a lot of people's heads that, oh no, we gotta protect our country, we gotta protect our nation. This is ringing in people's heads. This is the 3 of Wands reverse. Underneath the Emperor, though, is followed by the 4 of Cups reverse, which means an opportunity, something being given, a gift of opportunity. It's been refused, this gift of opportunity, which means this is by 45. So whatever 45 was offering the Canadian people or the Canadian government, maybe even behind the scenes, it was a gift of opportunity, but it was refused. Which I think, personally speaking, this is not what the cards are telling me, but personally, my speaking, I wonder if this is because of 45 initiative to make Canada the 51st state, or to acquire Canada, or have an occupation of Canada. Maybe 45 told Trudeau, listen, I'm going to invade your country if you don't hand it over to me. Essentially like that. Underneath the Knight of Cups reverse, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles is the vote tally, right? The ballots, people voting, and people not feeling like their cups are filled in the current administration. So it feels like the Canadian people are also upset at that, like, hey, listen, I can't afford basic necessities anymore. And I feel like, it's further amplified by 45 and all those things, that people in Canada feel like they cannot afford certain things or certain amenities that they love and enjoy because of what's going on with 45 in Canada. There's something going on here that's affecting the dynamic and the culture and the ability to, and the way of life in Canada, that is affecting it to a deeper level where it forces people to choose whether or not they want to eat or don't eat. Underneath the Judgment card here, we have the 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords is telling me a death, a political death, which means this is the ending of Canada as you know it. Now, it's interesting because I never gotten that before. This is the end of the Canadian system, the way the Canadians work, and the way they vote, and their mindset. A next election is going to be an election, a realigning election for the Canadian people and the way that politics works in Canada going forward. This does not mean Canada ends or disappears or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Canada as you know it till now is going to start to go through changes starting on the election day. When the votes come in, that is when the realignment of Canadian politics starts to realign. If I'm correct, and I don't know if I am, but I think Justin Trudeau has been in power for a very long time. So essentially the realigning will be not a surprise for a whole bunch of people, but it will definitely be one that will be realigning for Canadian politics and how Canada works and how it operates in terms of election to its people, its mindset, its values. All those type of things are going to be realigning the mindset of those people who live there. And also further amplified by the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups here is telling me opportunity. They really want opportunity here. There's a new opportunity that has been opened up because of the resignation of Justin Trudeau, which means a new leader, a new opportunity, a new chance for people to elect someone else, someone different. And it feels like to me that it's not always going to be, them going towards the one in position to power. They might be going towards someone else. Maybe they want change. Maybe they want something new, something fresh, something different. That is what is represented by the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is, again, everybody voted for Justin Trudeau because, well, everybody's familiar with Justin Trudeau in Canada. But now that Justin Trudeau is out, it's up to everyone's leisure. Everybody can vote different ways. And so I expect this next election in Canada to be very competitive. I don't know when they're doing this election, but I'm here in March. But if they're doing it in March, doing it in April, May, whatever, if it's soon, expect a realignment. If people are not coalescing around a certain government, they're going to vote for how they want and who they want. They're not going to be voting for what the media tells them. They're going to vote for what they want. So I feel like, again, the person who leads in the polls may not necessarily be the winner. Here we have the Sun card. Now, also keep in mind as well, we also have some issue with 45, but I don't really see any indication that there is something going on with the election system or anything like that. But if there is, and the polls end up being correct, then I would say that the polls were right and that there was nothing fishy with the election system. But to say, for example, the polls were wrong, but people voted for a different way, then I would definitely say that there was something a little fishy, but not to the severity that the U.S. had it. But there was a little bit of fishiness. But I don't really see, and I don't feel confident in that because I feel like Canadians' election, specifically in this election that's coming up, is a little bit more secure than other nations. Here we do have the Sun card, and the Sun card is reversed, which means there is darkness that is heading for Canada towards the future. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I am seeing the sun go out. So I don't know if that maybe they may have some electrical issues. They may have some issue with heat. There's going to be an environmental disaster here, that's for sure, in Canada. But there's something the light goes out, and it's darkness in Canada. Maybe it just might just mean that maybe we have an early winter, and early winter makes Canada go dark. So that could be something as simple like that. It could be as simple as the way Alaska experiences it. Here we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is reversed here. This is kind of like telling me that Justin Trudeau represents more the feminine wing of the masculine party, or the feminine side of men. This is what he represented. This is the end of the feminine men. Now, I'm not saying he's femme like the way you're thinking, but I'm talking about the energy of him is more feminine than those of masculine. Underneath the Three of Wands reverse and the Ten of Cups upright, we have here the Page of Cups. This kind of tells me the conservative male. Who's that male guy? Who's the French? He's like running. Right now he announced that he's running Pierre or whatever. He's French. But whatever it is in Canada, he looks like a center stage. Like he's going to be looking like he's going to be positioning himself to win. And this coincides underneath the Ten of Cups was because of 45 and his integration and his influence in Canada is going to possibly bring him in. Well, we'll see. Because we have 45 here with the opportunity to give something, but it was refused. Here we have the Strength card. This feels like whoever party that goes in is going to be the party that is resistant to 45's initiatives or trying to make themselves appear as if they are resistant to 45. Doesn't mean that the party, once they get in position of power, that they are actually going to do that. But whatever party is the most resistant and most likely to appear themselves and force themselves to be seen as the party of resistance against the Republican in the U.S., that would be the party that's likely to win. Underneath the Knight of Cups reversed and the Three of Cups upright, which is the balance, but people feeling like there's hardship at home, enabling inability to be able to have their cup filled, which basically means that they're not able to afford food on the table. We have here, it's not going to be because of the bully. It's not going to be because of 45, but maybe there's something other going out. Something else is going on in Canada that's also contributing to this. Not just what's going on in the U.S., but there's something else that's further amplifying it in Canada. I don't know exactly what that is because I don't live there. Underneath the Judgment card reversed and the Four of Swords upright, a political death would be probably the economy. Maybe it's overspending. Maybe the debt is big. I don't know. But here is the Seven of Pentacles. The Canadian people want a cutback on spending. They want to be able to have their way of life to be cheaper rather than more expensive. I'm also getting this also means this is also how the government wants to do. This is the future of the government in Canada, that they're going to be slashing things rather than giving out money as willingly as freely as they normally do. Here we have the Two of Pentacles, means the decision has been decided already. The decision has already been made. Yeah, the decision has been made. And this is the Tower card reversed, the Ace of Cups, followed by a decision has been made. I wonder and I feel that the decision has already been made, is moving towards the right. Canada is moving towards the right. Because we have the Seven of Pentacles here, was the only card that came up between the left and the right. This is the only card that showed up. This is for the right party. It's followed right underneath a death blow, the Judgment card. People try to refuse this. But if the party can do what I said it should do, which is basically essentially position itself against the resistance of 45, it will propel itself towards the president. Propel itself towards the leadership position in Canada. However, there is a caveat here. They can lose. That's the difference. They can lose. We have the Judgment here reversed, followed by the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, with the Seven of Pentacles underneath. We're telling me that this could either mean that there's a death blow, a rejection of this party here, or there's a rejection of the current administration. We don't know exactly how that's going to play out just yet. But it could either be a rejection of the current administration, the left-wing ideology, or it could be the rejection of the right-wing ideology. But nonetheless, it looks and appears as if Canada is a little bit moving more to the right than it is to the left. Well, tell me, it might actually move to the center, actually. It might be moving towards the center rather than one or the other. Underneath the Ace of Cups here, we have a decision has been made. This is pretty concerning because the decision should not be made, especially if an election and the candidates have not been announced yet, which tells me that there could possibly actually be something going on with the electoral system in Canada now. Now I take back what I said earlier, but something could be going on here, which could be indicative of a decision already being made. Here we have the Six of Cups reversed, which means in the future we have the Sun card being reversed. The winner, I said the one who leads in the poll is not going to be the one who's the winner. And here we have the Lovers card, a transition from one party to the next. I think there's going to be an ending of one party towards the next party. So one's going to be out of power, one is going to go into power. And I wonder if it's going to be a female. And this female is going to be more masculine in nature. Do I see female? No, I'm hearing it's going to be male. So whatever it says, it's going to be male. Okay, I'm hearing it's going to be his wife that came through the reading. So I'm getting his wife here. So maybe his wife is going to be a little bit more proactive in Canadian politics. I don't know how that works, but that's what I'm getting. And maybe that might help tell you a little bit more about what party that is, because maybe for those of you guys who are Canadians, you might know the wife who is more actively engaged in Canadian politics. You might know that. I don't know that because, why would I? Okay. We are now going to essentially read on Australia. A very long reading, I'll give you that. But I found it to be pretty informative, so I'm not complaining. I actually might split this video into two because there's no way I'm going to be able to have you guys watch this video. no one's going to watch it. No one's going to watch it. I guarantee you that. Alright, so, but you know what, I'm gonna make it one video because it just makes sense to just keep it as one video, and then I'll just timestamp it in the description below. Okay. Spirit Angel, tell me, what is the parties in Australia? The left-leaning parties and the right-leaning parties. Show me the card that represents the left-leaning parties in Australia. Okay, actually, hold on. They told me to make that the right party. What parties represent the right-leaning parties in Australia right now? Show me a card that represents. Okay, the Magician. Show me the card that represents parties in Australia that are left-leaning. Show me the card that best represents the left-leaning. The tower card reverse. Okay. I'm gonna write this down just right now. Alright, so we have here, we have the left leaning, which is going to be the tower. So left tower reverse. Okay, and the Six of Pentacles. Again, another Six of Pentacles for the left. There seems to be a trend here. Then the right is going to be the Magician. Okay, got it. I don't know what I said for Australia, honestly. I don't know. So we'll see. So Spirits and Angels, tell me about Australian politics. What is the politics of Australia going to look like in the next 3 years? Show me the politics in Australia over the next 3 years. This is also a blind reading because I know nothing about Australia. Tell me, Spirits and Angels. What's going on in Australian politics? What's going on in Australian politics? Oh, here's another restriction, but this time it's less restrictive in Australia. And here we have them watching on election night. So the Australians are definitely engaged in politics in this cycle. Here we have the Sun card. The charismatic leader wins. Whoever's more charismatic. Interesting. I'm getting China here. Let's see. Taking a while because I have no nails. So far, nothing that's indicative of the other cards yet. We don't even have any of the cards here for the Magicians or the 2 cards for, what do you call it? The victory. There's a victory here. Who's the victory for? The fuchsia, okay, the fuchsia of the Ace of Cups. The Fool. Okay, that makes no sense. Let's see, maybe on the bottom. Least restrictive, the Seven of Cups, which means less opportunity. We have the Knight of Cups here, something coming through. I'm getting Elon Musk. And then we have here, they're not able to hold on to power, and here's the Justice card. Justice card reverse. It's a female. I don't know who's in position to power right now in Australia, but there's a feminine. Here she's gonna fall. Here's the 10 of Pentacles, and here's the King of Pentacles. Yeah, the money is not there. Like, the funding, I don't know how their government works and how their campaigns work, but they're gonna fall. They're not gonna be the leader. Let me see. How do we do this, Spirit? Do you want me to, should I try and keep finding the card from the top or from the bottom? From the top, okay. Whoever card comes up first, whether it's left or right, will know how they're gonna vote in real life. So I'm just gonna put it here just so it's easier to scoop up. We're gonna keep going until we get one of these cards. We are either looking for what's it called? A Tower card reverse, or a Six of Pentacles, which does not show up here, or we are looking for a Magician. Okay, the Six of Pentacles is the first card that showed up. The Six of Pentacles. So what comes up after it? A decision has been made. What is that decision? The Knight of Wands go in, and here is the Queen. I wonder if there's going to be a female running in Australia right now. I feel like Australia is the only one that changed its current position right now. Because it's telling me here that there's a devil currently in power, the incumbent, Whoever is the incumbent is seen as evil or not liked, but he's not going to be in power long. Yeah, so it looks like it's moving toward the left based on that understanding. And we'll read the card, see how that's happening. That seemed to be a change for the Australians because I was also moving to the right. That seemed to be the first change of today's reading. Here we have the Empress, and the Empress shows up in Australian politics as China. So the Empress is represented here as China. This is interesting because we have the Three of Cups reversed. This also means there is some sort of change in its voting pattern, not its voting pattern, but there's a change in its trading partners in Australia. Like there's some sort of change because of 45. Australia is looking to trade with other nations, and that might be China that they're going to head towards. Also, there's also a possibility that Australia is not trying to, go and get a bigger partnership with China. They might seek to become the new economic superpower in Oceania. That could be something that they might be pursuing as well. That might be a little bit different than the Empress, which is represented here at China. So China could be opening a bigger partnership with Australia, or Australia might be seeking to expand its economic powerhouse and economic influence among many regions and nations around Oceania. Underneath the Three of Cups reverse, we also have the Page of Pentacles. This means I feel like the deficit is ballooning faster than the GDP. So I feel like there's slower growth in its national gross domestic product income, and it feels like Australians are trying to find a way to take this and make money, make surplus. I feel like that is the mindset of Australians right now. They want to be able to have a surplus of income. This is referring to the government, not to the people. Because I feel like there's so much supply, but it's steady in Australia. You want to be able to ship it out, but you don't know quite how to do it and who to do it with, because it seems like the production in Australia is superseding the demand to sell it. Here we have the Hermit. The Hermit is darkness. So there's darkness with its relationship with China. There's also darkness in trading. Here we have they were going in trouble and going into smoother, calmer waters, which tell me, Australians been having some sort of difficulty in some matter, specifically in regard to the Chinese influence or some sort of influence by another nation that is influencing heavily on the mindset of Australians. Underneath the Six of Swords here, we have the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is that co-union, that understanding between the masculine and the feminine, the balance and all of it. But it also has to do with health. Maybe there is a challenge in what happened during COVID, and it might be reigniting some issues in Australia. This also could be a health crisis in regards to a plausible and a possible pandemic 2.0. Here we have the High Priestess card, which means the law of the land. I don't know what the system is or how the government works, but there is a law of the land that will be challenged. So there's something in Australia that's going to be challenged in terms of the law. Here we have underneath the High Priestess card reverse, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Knight of Wands reverse, which tells me here that there's not going to exactly have people against that, but it's going to be something that has an interior motive in some way. And this has to do with someone who's out of power. So whoever's challenging a law or something that's been the status quo in Australia, it's going to be the outgoing party, the party that's not in power. It's going to be the thing that's challenging the High Priestess. Underneath the Queen of Cups here, reversed, is telling me there's a lack of limitation. That means there's a lot of freedom to do certain things in Australia. I'm not saying that there is a lot of freedom there, but it does feel like, there is a sense of freedom, if you will. And this has to do with the Hierophant, the government, the administration, how the government works and functions in Australia. I wonder if Australia currently leans to the right. Could it lean to the right, it's heading towards the left? Definitely without a doubt. I don't know exactly what the political ideology is at the moment. But underneath here, the Hierophant we have the Hangman reverse, which means there's a higher group of people who are coming into Australia with higher intelligence, higher education status, offering a lot more benefits to Australia. It feels like Australia is moving away from a product domestic economy to a service-focused economy. So service more of like dentistry, healthcare. They're going into more of like the service economy and transitioning away from producing and more so doing services for the people. That's what it feels like. Here we have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is that agreement between the government and the people. I wanted this is the election, and here we have the fall of the Queen of Wands, the fall of the women. This doesn't feel like it is going to be specifically the women. This feels like the fall of a certain ideology or certain spirituality. So this has to do with whatever the ideology is in government now in Australia. That's going to fall, and there's going to be an agreement by the people to put someone else new in. Underneath all that, we have the opportunity buy something. Something was given them an opportunity, but it was refused. And because that was refused, we do have everything being followed by tempers. Because it was refused, there is a sense of balance and serenity across all of Australia. And here we have the Five of Pentacles, which tells me there are some that are going to walk away from this, but they're not necessarily going to leave. So this is the Eight of Cups. So whatever this is, there's going to be a temporary balance in Australia in the next 3 years in terms of its government and its institutions and how it works and functions. But essentially, moving to the left is moving away from its current position. But the peace and the serenity in Australia is only temporary. But again, we're only reading three years out. But it's temporary in notion. It seems to be a very positive reading, specifically for Australia. So, yeah, good luck. And I'm really rooting for you guys. We see there's less restrictions here. This is a better outcome for you guys since the last reading that I did for Australia. Okay, we're going to do our very last one. This one's going to be short. It's going to be Denmark. See what's going on in Denmark. Okay. What is going on in Denmark, Spirits and Angels? Give me 3 cards. What is going on in the country of Denmark? Here we have the Page of Swords. They're no longer on standby. And here's the Queen of Wands. They're going to be a queen. Yeah. Here's economic. The Stun card. It feels like there's going to be unhappiness in Denmark before there is happiness, is what it feels like. Because we have the High Priestess card, which is again is that constitution, the government institution, the law, the land, the agreement, the contract, those type of things. That's the High Priestess. This is kind of showing me Greenland here. We have the 10 of Swords. This means that they feel betrayed by what's going on in the agreement that they made with the U.S. Here we have the Knight of Swords, them coming in swiftly. They're going to defend Greenland. If anything were to happen, they're going to defend with their dying breath. Here we have the first card that comes in with the Chariot Ambulance, followed by the Empress Reverse, which is Russia or American influence. This is the influence for an interference card. And then we have here an opportunity being given to them. Whether or not they're going to be open to it, that's a whole other thing. But there will be a motion and be caused by the U.S. president to come in with a deal. This is because of foreign interference, and it's going to be because of efforts or motion to try and take Greenland from Denmark. Here we have the Queen of Wands, which is someone standing very rooted in their grounding, but they're looking away from this deal. They're looking away, so they're not going to accept this deal. They're going to be looking in the opposite direction. But what's heading towards Denmark, we have economic downturn, economic struggle. So I wonder if all the countries that are moving to the right are going to start sanctioning each other to try and force other countries to give up land and by using economic power. So we might actually see the downfall of a global economy because of ideology being manipulated and economies being manipulated to the point where they're able to use economic restrictions and restraints to force leaders to do things that they don't want to do in order to get the desired outcome and effect. I think and I feel that there's going to be a time and a day where the global economy is going to crash and it's going to be the end of the global economy because people are going to realize that they cannot rely on each other anymore because that reliance is solely based on an agreement that was dominated by normality. Now normality is no longer the normal, and it has since then changed. And because it had changed, people are willing and able to use the global economy to affect everybody but also those in position to power, especially fragile countries such as Denmark, which is a very small nation nonetheless. It's also being represented here at the Sun card, which means a lot of darkness, but there is some balance that was heading towards Denmark in the future. So they may go through an economic struggle, but they're going to come out of it a lot stronger. And here we have, they're waiting on something. They're waiting on the fight. They're waiting. Essentially, Denmark is just on standby. They're waiting to see if something's going to strike. And here's the Tower card. I don't think it's going to, but it feels like he really wants that. But here's the two of Wands, which is domestic. So I don't... It feels like 45 is going to ask for it, but it's for interference, and it's how the Denmark and the Danish parliament and government functions and how it responds is what's going to offset its future. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.